This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Wow, so Eddie Hearn is not pulling any punches with this one, where I'll put it in the description box for you guys to go have a read for yourself. Once, of course, you finish listening to this video, where Deontay Wilder, of course, he was blasting and kicking a man down in Anthony Joshua after he lost to Andy Ruiz this past weekend. And Wilder, being the classless buffoon that he is, this is what he does, okay? This is why him and a section of his fan base, not all, but a section of them are complete morons. But regardless, Eddie Hearn has bitten back at Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, who's had 20 fights more than Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder, who has never travelled outside the US to defend his world heavyweight title. In fact, Deontay Wilder, a guy who owns that WBC green and gold, but we all know Tyson Fury beat him, and the judges screwed Tyson Fury by gifting Deontay Wilder a draw. So in effect, he's a paper champion. But that's all my kind of views. Either way, we'll get into Eddie Hearn's views, and he don't hold back too much, does he? Anyway, this is what Eddie Hearn had to say. Wilder spent his whole career using Joshua's name to build his own profile, and he's still doing it. Imagine a promoter talking up his own fighter. I've oversold Anthony Joshua. The guy who won Olympic gold, won a world title in his 16th fight, fought Vladimir Klitschko at Wembley in front of 90,000 in one of the biggest fights of all time. He's beat Dillian Whyte, beat Carlos Takam, unified at the Millennium Stadium in front of 80,000 people against Joseph Parker, defended his world titles against his mandatory challenger Alexander Povetkin in front of 80,000 people at Wembley. How can you oversell someone like that? Anthony Joshua has single-handedly changed the face of boxing worldwide, and people like Deontay Wilder should have a picture of Anthony Joshua up in his lounge that he walks past every day and says, "Thank you very much for making me very wealthy." Everybody has benefited from what AJ has done in the sport. I'm talking about fighters, I'm talking about promoters, I'm talking about media, I'm talking about talk sport, because all of these people have now got involved in a sport that has risen from the ashes, partly because of Matchroom, but mainly because of Anthony Joshua. When we are accused of overselling him and pressure, when you are one of the biggest stars in sport and you are boxing for tens of millions in front of 90,000 people every time he fights, of course there's pressure. But there's no pressure on Wilder. I'm in New York right now and nobody knows who Wilder is. He is more annoyed because he has just cost himself $100 million by turning down the fight with Anthony Joshua. After what Andy Ruiz did on Saturday, he's probably thinking, oh my God, that could have been me. Eddie Hearn's statement. So he ain't pulling any punches, is he? That is for sure. So listen, from his very last point there, yeah, Wilder turned down $100 million. Why? Because he wasn't confident of getting the win over Anthony Joshua. Now listen, anybody who knows boxing will know just because Andy Ruiz defeated Anthony Joshua, yes, of course, there's loads of rumours around. Was he ill? Was he food poisoned? Did he have anxiety? Did he have some kind of brain damage because of sparring, as in a concussion, for example? All things like that. Regardless of that, fact is, Andy Ruiz Jr. did take the fight. He did have the guts. Andy Ruiz Jr., who was very, very low down on the radar with the PBC. In fact, Al Heyman was arranging for Deontay Wilder to take on Luis Ortiz in a all-PBC fight. Then Adam Kownacki in an all-PBC fight. And then possibly a Tyson Fury fight. Andy Ruiz Jr. wasn't even on the radar. So Al Heyman was just like, go on, Andy, go do what you got to do. Good luck. Hopefully you win, but I don't think you're going to. But anyway, you go get that money. Don't forget to give me my cut as your advisor. Nobody expected Andy Ruiz Jr. to do what happened and get dropped or drop Anthony Joshua 4 times after getting dropped himself for the first time in his career. Again, something that people don't talk about. But all that aside, okay, Andy Ruiz Jr. did get the win. He's now the unified heavyweight champion of the world. Will he still be that at the end of this year if these guys rematch? Well, we'll have to wait and see. And that's what makes it exciting. It has shaken up the heavyweight division. And as a boxing fan, we should all be happy. But Deontay Wilder did turn down that opportunity. And for anybody, as I was about to say then, anybody who knows anything about boxing, just because Andy Ruiz Jr. beat Anthony Joshua does not mean Wilder would have done the same. Likewise, it doesn't mean that Wilder would not have done the same. We don't know. Why? Because we didn't get to see the fight. The reason we didn't get to see the fight is because Deontay Wilder allowed other people such as Al Heyman and Shelly Finkel to talk him out of $100 million. Let me say that again, $100 million. $100 million. And he turned it down. He could be sat at home right now in Alabama with millions upon millions in the bank, in addition to the fact having all the world heavyweight titles on his mantelpiece and become the first full-belt undisputed champion in heavyweight history. The last undisputed was Lennox Lewis over 20 years ago, where he had 3 belts because the WBO wasn't recognised at that time as a legitimate title. But now it is. So Wilder could have become the first the first 4-belt holder at heavyweight. But he bottled it. He got scared. As I said to you guys a long time ago, ever since Joshua defeated Vladimir Klitschko, Wilder has been flapping at his gums, talking about Anthony Joshua this, Anthony Joshua that. I want to defeat Anthony Joshua ducking me. Yeah, he's the one who's turning down all the damn contracts. He's the one who's turning down all the offers. It's him who was talking but not doing. But he's got a fan base who just don't like Joshua, so these people will ride with Wilder. Truth is, they'll probably ride Wilder if they could, given half a chance. That's exactly what it is that they'd do, let's be honest. But anyway, all that aside, Wilder didn't have the guts. It's Joshua that has made the heavyweight division electric. It's Joshua that has brought eyes and ears to the TVs, to the internet, to the radio, to the news articles, to everything. It's Joshua that has pulled in new fans from around the world. Not just UK, but around the world. Boxing fans who fell out of boxing for quite some time come back in because of the hype that Joshua was bringing. But with Deontay Wilder, he's been pro for 11 years. What has he done? He's never created hype ever without using the name Anthony Joshua. So yeah, Eddie Hearn is absolutely correct that Deontay Wilder, he should have a picture of Anthony Joshua on his wall and walks past and gives it like a little cheeky thank you every day. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Deontay Wilder has a picture of Anthony Joshua on his bedroom ceiling. So he lays there at night looking at it. If not, his wife would probably put it on there to see what a real champion does or looks like. Because Wilder hasn't been that way. In fact, Wilder is now going to be rematching a guy he's already beaten, Luis Ortiz. Who the hell wants to see that? Don't get me wrong, I'll watch it. It's boxing, but am I excited by it? No. Is there any kind of danger for Wilder in this fight? No. Have you seen the last couple of performances of Luis Ortiz? They're terrible. They're looking to either rematch Tyson Fury or Adam Kownacki. Adam Kownacki, decent fight. Not bad, undefeated, Polish-American. Tyson Fury, a guy that Tyson Fury did beat him. And 99% of the boxing people in the world know that he beat him. Even his fans know that Tyson Fury beat him. And that Wilder is a paper champion right now. So he can use Joshua's name all he likes, but at the end of the day, he's the one who messed up. He is the one who turned down all that money. Listen, he's still going to bring up the $50 million offer that he offered Anthony Joshua. Again, for those who haven't heard it before, Frank Warren confirmed it's coming from BT Sport. Joshua cannot fight on BT Sport. It is legally impossible for that to happen. So, he may as well have been in Monopoly money. This is not to hate on Wilder. This is all fact of what I've said here. All of it. All barring the picture on the bedroom window, of course. On the bedroom ceiling, even. So, yeah, I understand Eddie Hearn going at him. Team Wilder have just been stalling all the time. We could have had Undisputed right now. He could be sat at home right now with all the belts and a very, very healthy bank balance. And had the opportunity to rematch Anthony Joshua as well for a hell of a lot more money. But he chose not to do it. Or he was talked out of it. Or he was told he ain't doing it. Something happened, didn't it? Either Wilder's a coward or his team have no confidence in him. Even he said after Dawn at Brazil, you know what, we need to build this fight. We both need to make as much money as we possibly can. What's everybody been saying? One of you guys are going to lose. And it was more chance of Joshua losing because he's the one who's taken on the tough opposition. Wilder has had 42, 43 fights. What's he done? And he's got a draw in his record. People want to talk about him going to 50-0 to beat Marciano's record. You cannot beat Marciano's record. You've got a draw on your resume. Marciano never did. He went 49-0. No draws. Anyway, so I'll put the article in the description box. Go read it yourself. Of course, you drop me your comments below as to Eddie Hearn's response about Deontay Wilder. Should be very, very thankful to Anthony Joshua, because Wilder, what was he doing before Joshua come along? Fighting people you've never heard of is what he's doing. And if it weren't for Joshua, and if it weren't for the fan pressure, you know he'd still be doing it. It's part of his makeup. It's part of his DNA. It's part of his character, his personality, everything, to avoid the best, like he's always done in his entire career. Facts are facts, people, not necessarily an opinion. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.